Okay, picture this. You're out on a hike, way off the beaten path. Or maybe you're just driving through the countryside and then nothing. A storm might have knocked out the local towers. You pull out your phone and see those two words we all dread in the modern world. No signal.
Ugh, we have all been there, right? That feeling of being totally and completely cut off. It is the digital version of hitting a brick wall. But what if that whole experience was about to become a relic of the past?
Today, we're going to break down the technology that promises to make no service a distant memory. It's a total revolution that connects your regular, everyday smartphone directly to space. And yeah, it's basically going to erase dead zones from the map. So let's get into how it all works.
Now, this is not science fiction. This is real. It's called direct-to-device, or D2D for short, and it is happening right now. And honestly, it's a fundamental change in how we even think about being connected.
So the key phrase here, the one you really got to pay attention to, is unmodified smartphones. This is not about going out and buying some special, clunky satellite phone. No way. This tech is built to work with the phone that's already in your hand, right now. And this right here just shows you the incredible leap we've made. I mean, remember those old sat phones? They were like bricks, cost a fortune to buy and even more to actually use. We're moving from that to an experience that's totally seamless, where your phone just knows to switch over to a satellite when a regular tower isn't around.
So, you might be asking, how is this even possible, right? How can a tiny little antenna inside your phone possibly reach a satellite that's hundreds of kilometers up in space? Well, the answer is some truly mind-blowing engineering.
First off, it's all about location, location, location. The old satellites, they were in geostationary orbit, or GEO, which is almost 36,000 kilometers away. That creates this huge, super annoying delay. But these new D2D constellations, they're in low Earth orbit, LEO, so the connection feels just as quick and snappy as your normal 4G or 5G signal. But, just being closer doesn't solve everything, not by a long shot. There are these immense physics problems to deal with. These LEO satellites are absolutely screaming through space at about 8 kilometers per second, and they have to pick up this whisper-faint signal from your phone's tiny antenna. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone on a speeding bullet train from a mile away. It sounds impossible. So the magic isn't how they solve these problems. These companies are launching satellites with gigantic antennas. Some unfold in space to the size of a basketball court just to be sensitive enough to hear your phone. Then they use this incredible technique called beamforming. Think of it like a radio spotlight in the sky that can pinpoint and track your phone on the ground. And on top of all that, the network uses these unbelievably complex algorithms to handle the Doppler effect, that frequency shift you get from those crazy speeds. Okay, so the technology is proven. It works. And that means a new high-stakes race has officially begun. We've got multiple giants all competing to become the cell tower in the sky.
And this isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of race. The big players are taking fundamentally different routes to solve the exact same problem. They're betting billions and billions of dollars on their own unique strategies.
So we've got two early frontrunners, and their philosophies could not be more different. On one side, you've got Starlink, which is using its SpaceX muscle to launch thousands of smaller satellites. Their goal is basic texting data. Then you have AST SpaceMobile, and they're betting on fewer but absolutely massive satellites, aiming to deliver true 4G and 5G broadband speeds right out of the gate. It's a real clash of quantity versus quality.
And this is really AST's whole pitch. They believe their bigger, more powerful satellites are the only way to give you a real broadband experience from space, not just some emergency texting service. It's a really bold bet on quality.
But just when it seemed like this was going to be a two-horse race, the entire landscape just shifted dramatically. A new and very, very familiar name decided to throw its hat in the ring.
Yep, on April 14th, 2026, Amazon announced it was acquiring Globalstar, which instantly created a third major player. By grabbing Globalstar's existing spectrum and infrastructure and mashing it with their own massive Project Kuiper constellation, Amazon pretty much screamed that they were all in on D2D. So why is all of this blowing up right now? What was the starting gun that kicked off this whole revolution? Well, the answer isn't in space. It's actually in a government office in Washington, D.C.
For years and years, the biggest roadblock wasn't the tech, it was the rules. Outdated regulations designed for old-school satellite technology were holding back these new LEO constellations. But in early 2026, everything changed. And just look at how fast this all went down.
On April 9th, the FCC announces their plan to modernize the rules. Just 5 days later, Amazon makes its move on Globalstar. And by the end of that same month, the new, more flexible rules were official. This single month completely unleashed the entire industry.
And the impact here is just massive. The FCC itself figured that this single change would unlock over $2 billion in economic benefits and, this is the big one, increase the potential capacity of space-based broadband by up to 7 times. The floodgates were officially open.
So what does this all mean for us, for you and me? I mean, this isn't just about being able to send a text from a national park. This is about fundamentally rewiring our planet for a brand new era of truly universal connectivity.
The money involved here is staggering. This market, which was basically zero just a few years ago, is expected to be worth over $26 billion within the next decade. That is a colossal economic and technological shift.
And the implications are just so profound. We're talking about reliable communication when hurricanes or wildfires knock out the networks on the ground. We're talking about farmers being able to use IoT sensors in their most remote fields. It means bringing millions of people into the digital economy for the very first time. It is a true lifeline.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating thought. For all of human history, our ability to talk to each other has been limited by geography. Soon, it won't be. So when every single person and every single device on the planet can be connected anytime, anywhere, what new things will that make possible? What's the next great challenge we get to solve?